And yeah, very, very nice game. I like how Mundiba played in that, forcing Kamapilia to track back, forcing Musonda to track back. That is something that I think we did well. Yeah, we look, our team was good, man. I think there were some, I would say, mistakes that I think the coach did, that I don't think that it was necessary for him to do that. We had a very good, seeing Mbule in that midfield. Mbule is something else, guys. So he was just unlucky. He tried. He tried everything that I think he could do. To get a goal for us. And to take out Nkota, I think he made a blunder there. And yeah, very, very nice game. I like how Mundiba played in that, forcing Kamapilia to track back, forcing Musonda to track back. That is something that I think we did well. Created chances, taking shots, the keeper makes saves and all of that. Even Foster, he hit also upright, where I thought, it was in. And then it hit upright and then out. But, it was not that enough, really, that I would say we're supposed to really win. Yes, we're supposed to win. We wanted to win. But I think playing against a team like Zim, that they've got nothing to lose, it's always going to frustrate you.
Benedict Tso Vilakazi is the all-time top goal scorer for Orlando Pirates with 52 goals plus 32 appearances for Bafana Bafana.
If you understand what I'm talking about, you will say to me, so you are correct.
Now you can catch Tso live every Monday on Omni Audio, TikTok, Facebook, and X. Don't miss Tso's football wisdom exclusive to Omni.
Welcome to Tso's football wisdom. We are always live Monday and Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. Very important to subscribe so that I can always give you the best news that you are looking for. And we're going to talk about Bafana. Maybe my eyes are saying something, but we'll talk about that. And obviously, we're going to talk about those moments at Orlando Pirates. That's where I would say Tso was born at Orlando Pirates. So, Bafethu. Sekunjalo, space kwayo bafethu indaba.
Yeah, I know, Hotman. It's the CAF Champions League also this weekend. We're going to look ahead to the Orlando Pirates games, Kaizer Chiefs games. Mamelodi Sundowns are also in action, Stellenbosch FC, so it's going to be an interesting weekend. But siqala lana, Hotman. Bafana played Zimbabwe at the Mbombela Stadium. At the Moses Mabhida Stadium, my apologies. Yeah. They played to a goalless draw. When the game started, Bafana looked a bit promising. They were trying their best, but they missed most of their chances. And then leading to the second half, I think it was clear that this is going to end a draw. And we saw how Zimbabwe celebrated after the game. You'd swear they just won the AFCON, or they've qualified for the World Cup, which says, Uguti Abantu, we have so much respect in the African continent that when every team plays us now, when they win or a draw is a win for them, But Hotman, you have a better eye than me when it comes to analyzing the beautiful game. What did you make of the result when Bafana played Zimbabwe to a goalless draw at the Moses Mabhida Stadium?
Yeah, well, it was a good night, from both teams. I think they've shown the class, they've shown the quality. I was impressed seeing Musona, Biliati, Munetsi, Nakamba in that midfield, and Nakamba was giving us a headache. He stood his ground in that midfield, and we look, our team was good, man. I think there were some I would say mistakes that I think the coach did, that I don't think that it was necessary for him to do that. We had a very good seeing Mbule in that midfield. Mbule is something else, guys. So he was just unlucky. He tried. he tried everything that I think he could do. To get a goal for us. And I think Nkota did well. I think Nkota giving him time, because he was running Ulunga on that side, and he even hit the upright. I don't know why the coach decided to take him out. I don't know why. I don't know, because if maybe Ulunga was going up, putting crosses, giving us a headache on that side, maybe I will say that was the reason the coaches had to take him out. But to take out Nkota, I think he made a blunder there. And yeah, very, very nice game. I like how Modiba played in that, forcing Kamapilia to track back, forcing Musonda to track back. That is something that I think we did well, in that central midfield. What a good change. And I even said to my colleagues when we were watching the game, to say, look, the change I will do in that midfield, I will take out Stoll and put Obas, because I think and I believe that Obas will give us something better. Yes, I was not really happy, even though some people, they can ask questions, but I'm still saying not having Mfokeng, I think it played a part. I think if we had Mfokeng, I was going to play him behind the striker and put Mbule and Mokoena in that central midfield. I think we are going to get the win very easily, because the creativity that Mbule had, and you put Olontuzana in Mfokeng in that mix, it was going to be something very beautiful. But nevertheless, I think the guys, they played well. They've created chances. Going to second half, that's when the coach made a change, Nkota and Stoll, and that I think if he gave Nkota another chance second half, I think we are going to get something, because Lunga was going to be tired. Mind you look at how we were playing. Nkota was not dropping back, was always there. That means he saves energy, that when he gets the ball, he can run Ulunga. And I think the coach didn't see it in that manner. And again, where I thought the game is going to change, or either for better or for worse, was when Musonda got a red card. And I always say this, people. I always say this to my colleagues, meaning coaches, to say, when you plan during the week, you plan that if you get a red card, how are you going to shape your team? And if your opponents, they get a red card, how are you going to, change your team? Or if maybe your key player gets an injury, how are you going to change the team? I think these are the things that it's worrying me when I watch, most of the time the games, especially when teams that get the red cards. We seems like we losing the thinking when it comes to that. Because for me, when you lose a player, especially when you lose a player like Umusona, it said for Zim that they had to lose him with a red card. But it gave South Africa an advantage to say now there'll be less numbers in attack against us. So now, why are we still asking the 4 defenders to stay there? We were supposed to really kill one side, or either we kill the side and say, look, Modiba, come in the midfield. Look how I'm putting it. Look how I'm putting it. We've got Lion Foster there up front. We had Morena. We had Ulontuzana, Apolise. We had 1, 2, 3 up front. And then now we had Mbule. We had Umkwena. We had Obas. So why don't you say, now let's kill the left back. Mbogazi will cover outside, and then you push Mudiba there in the midfield, just in front of Ulontuzana Foster. Then that will gonna be Ulan Foster here, and then we have got Mbule here, then we've got Ulontuzana Umudiba here, and you still then you put Ulontuzana Umkwena just behind these two. And then Obas will be the cover at the back that they're going to stay like this at the back, because you know that they're going to have Omodau, and then you've got Ilana Usibisi, and then you've got Ulontuzana Umbogazi, and then Obas was going to be here. Once we lose the ball, Obas comes in, and then we stay with 4. When we win the ball, Obas comes in as a defensive midfielder. And then it gives us an edge there up front to say, now you've got Line Foster there, you've got 2 players that are creative, that Umudiba is so creative. Then check how many players are we going to have there. And then having Umbule here, Umkwena, coming from behind. Then we're going to have one, Apolise, Line Foster, Morena, Mbule, Mudiba, and Ulontuzana, and Umkwena here. And then you tell them that they must go closer to Line Foster there, so that Umkwena can have that space in the outside the box to take those shots. You know, so it didn't sit well with me. And then at a later stage, then it decided to make a change when it took out Apolise and then put Ulontuzana Umakhopa there up front. And look, guys, I ask, please, I'm asking you guys to help me with how I think and how I see the game. Look at what I'm going to put in front of you guys, and then let's help each other, and then think that is it not possible that such a thing can really help us in our national team. Here in the PSL right now, we've got 3 strikers that are scoring, 3 goal scorers. We've got Grobler, we've got Renas, we've got Makhopa. And one thing for sure, that I think if we can use that, it's just that now it's late, to have Grobler there. I just wanted people to check on this. You can ask all the defenders here in Africa to play against a white striker. It's so difficult. You know why? Because our defenders, they don't like to head. They don't like to go all the time in the ball. And how Coach Hugo Broos likes to play using the width, I think it was going to benefit a lot of Grobler. That's my thinking. To say why didn't add Grobler in the national team. Grobler is good in the air. He's also good in the feet, and he's got experience. He's been around. He knows what it takes. But yeah, nevertheless, it's a topic for another day of those guys. But I think the guys did very well. We can see how those guys versus him, how they celebrated after the game. It's not an easy country to play against South Africa. Look, guys, let me tell you, it's not easy to play against us. We've got good players. Those boys, they've worked hard. They've shown us what it is that they can do. Mistakes are always going to be there. This is football. Football is a game of mistakes. Mistakes are always going to be there. But I like how these guys, they put effort. They try to do the right things. Yeah, it depends sometimes you try harder and it doesn't work. Sometimes you can try harder and then it works. And unfortunately, we end up getting a point that I believe that if we had a win, just want to put us in a more comfortable position more than anything else. But nevertheless, I think the door is still open. It's not yet closed. The door is still open. Yes, we lodge an appeal for that. And then we've got the game tomorrow. That I think the game, tomorrow night's game, it will take us to the World Cup.
Godman, just before we get into tomorrow's game, there's like a few controversial moments from the game we played against Zimbabwe. We saw towards the end of the game, Bafana, the players were starting to become a bit more frustrated, especially Umbegezeli Mbogazi. One thing about Umbegezeli Mbogazi, ever since I've watched him, he's one player that doesn't like losing. The moment Abo Nangati attack is not doing much, he takes it upon himself to start shooting from range. He starts trying to contribute a lot to attack. We saw him get a red card.
Yeah.
And then after getting that red card, obviously that now means that we are vulnerable where defense is concerned. Utabo Mulo-Isan has been called up. He's the replacement for Umbegezeli Mbogazi. Just before we go to that game, what did you make of Umbegezeli Mbogazi's red card situation, Hotman, and how does he come back from that? Because now he gets a red card at a very crucial stage of the qualifications. We need him more than ever right now, and we know what the young man is capable of. Social media, some people are attacking him to say that, no, that was clumsy of him. That shows a bit of a lack of discipline in his game. He has a lot to improve on. What did you make of that whole situation, Hotman, and how does the boy bounce back from this?
Let me put it in a nice way, and I want people to really hear me out. That's why it's so important to have experienced players in the team. Why I'm putting in this is that in that situation as a whole, I would say CBC, you've got more experience than I think the rest in that team. You saw how we got a yellow card, Mbogazi. Why you didn't swap him and say, look, boy, you've got a yellow card. So come here, play central, let me pick this guy and then be a cover. Because we've got a yellow card. If anything happens, and then we're going to lose you. That's experience. That's experience. Those dynamics, they play a part in the game. Look, you can see the boys. He was hungry for the country, for the team to get a goal. Winning all the duels, trying to play quick. They pull him, he pulls back, he fights and all of that. But now the thing is that sometimes you don't need to use your heart to think. You need to use your brain to think. The heat of the moment, it does happen. This is football. In football, anything in football is possible. That's where you need experienced players to come in, sometimes to cool players down, to say, no, let's switch. And Mbogazi, come here central, let me go and stay there and pick this guy, because this guy is pulling you and all of that. And the referee is always looking at you as this wrong person. Look at how he got the first yellow card. I don't think he was supposed to get that yellow card, but he did get a yellow card. Then the second yellow card, that's been, the tempo, the temper at that moment. That's why you need, experienced players, they play a very important role in the team, where such things they can read, try to cover there and there, So I think Usibisi there, if he thought of how I'm thinking now as, in the game, because I even said to my colleagues when we were watching the game, you need experienced players. Why CBC don't call him? And then call him to come and be a sweeper, and then you pick there. Away, from that action of him picking up, because he will get a second yellow card. But eventually it did happen and he got a yellow card. He will learn that in football they will provoke you, some players, even when we are so innocent, but they'll provoke you and we will look at you as this bad person. And unfortunately, we need him more than anything else. But when sometimes you lack experience, then you suffer in this manner. But I'm not worried per se about him. He's a very strong boy. I like the boy. He's very strong. He's got a good attitude, good character. He's working hard. He's gonna bounce back and continue left. I believe that it was just. Then you want a goal now, so why are you pulling me and all of that? So he wants also to protect himself, react in that, and then go forward. But going forward for him, I don't think it's something that is going to give him a headache. No, not at all. Yes, he needs to learn to say they will provoke you, and then you need to come down. You need to come down, especially when you've got a card. You need to come down because you'll never know what's going to happen next.
Hotman, I think as a nation, we're not happy with Bafana's attack. I mean, Usipho Mbule had to take matters to his own hands and just start shooting from outside the box, because clearly up front, Lapagwe striker, we don't have a striker that necessarily knows how to finish. You look at his stats this season in the EPL, Lyle Foster, he's only scored 1 goal. You look at Evidence Mahupa's stats also in the Betway Premiership. He's only scored 1 goal, courtesy of a penalty. He would have been on 2 goals, 2 penalties. So both of these guys are definitely not goal-scoring strikers. We have a goal-scoring striker, Bradley Grobler, who I believe is on 9 goals. We have also Tsegofatso Mabasa, who's 8 goals away from breaking your record as Orlando Pirates' all-time goal scorer. You look at a player like Ukeletso Makaula, very creative, knows how to make the right runs, knows how to shoot. This guy contended for Betway Premiership Player of the Season last season. He started the season on the high. Most of them are goals like Bradley Grobler. He's always involved in the creation of the goals. He's not in the squad. You look at our attack against Zimbabwe. Bafana tried everything, but they were failing. Yes, Nkota came close. He hit the post, which was unlucky. Nkota we're happy with. But Grootman, when a Maubega, the attack Bafana. Is this the attack that's going to take us to the World Cup? That's going to win us the AFCON, and that might take us to the knockout stages of the World Cup.
Look, we've got good players. It's only a matter of the coach picking the right ones. We do have good players, no doubt about that. It's just the coach needs to pick the right players. I mean, you just mentioned Grobler, Mabasa. When you look at in our PSL, they're scoring. Line Foster's got 1 goal. You check Grobler 9, you check Mabasa 8. It tells you, that these guys, they can score, especially Grobler, because of his experience and also the advantage of Grobler is that he's good in the air. He's a ball player. He can pass and move. He knows where the goalposts are. And when it comes to that box, he can punish you. He can punish you. Same applies to Mabasa. Yes, there and there, Mabasa, you can say no when you've got maybe big, tall players. Maybe he's not going to win anything in the air. But with Grobler, you are 99% sure that Grobler can win anything in the air. I mean, Grobler is very good in the air. Makhalwa, these are the things that I sometimes ask myself that how come a player that was running for player of the season and then is not in the national team? I don't know. Maybe the player maybe can be good, but maybe you'll find that in the structure of a coach who approves, he doesn't suit in that structure. But you need to find a way with players like that, because those players will give you something. He's got individual brilliance. He's a team player. He can create. He can score. You need players like that. But why the coach didn't really consider him, I don't know. And sometimes in football, you need that individual brilliance. Sometimes you need that 1, 2, 3 players. That's some areas they can do that individual brilliance and can get to something. And Mbule played well in that number 10 position. He played well. He mastered that position. Created chances, taking shots, the keeper makes saves and all of that. Even Foster, he hit also upright, where I thought, it was in. And then it hit upright and then out. But, it was not that enough really, that I would say we're supposed to really win. Yes, we're supposed to win. We wanted to win. But I think playing against a team like Zim, that they've got nothing to lose, it's always going to frustrate you. But the rest is on Coach Bruce. How is he going to plan against Rwanda?